Greetings friends. In this video I'm gonna show why the parties in Europe went so far left and only the right wing came out of this successfully, and why I think that the media is to blame to a large degree. And of course the reality is complexer than this. This is just one point in the bigger picture. And this video has a focus on Europe. I used as an example a four-party system, but that's just generic. Still, I think it also fits to the US of A, although it's quite harder to see because of the dual nature of the US political system. I will tackle this whole stuff in 5 steps. We will have a look to the political potential, then to the reality, and how the ideal political system would have reacted to reality, what the media told us about the reality, and the real existing reality. First, the potential. The potential reaches from the farthest right to the farthest left, whatever you want to understand by this. The potential is limited, of course, by the most leftist person in history and the most righteous person in history. But what about reality? Well, I would say reality is always smaller than the potential, because the super lefty and the super righty might be somewhere else in history. But this is in flow, you see. Right now I would say that Europe tends to be quite left. The idea that we could live without the state is not really prominent, as, let's say, within the States. We are absolutely not used to this idea. So the ideal politics would follow the idea that the moderate left has a political system for the moderate left, and the moderate right have a party for the moderate right, and the far right has a party for the far right, and the far left has a party for the far left. In reality, the politics will never go as far as serving the most extreme radicals. That's just bad PR, and it's not even necessary. But what kind of pictures did the media draw in the last 15 years? Well, in essence, they told us that we all went pretty far left. And there is, of course, a right beyond that, beyond these evil right-wingers, but 95% of the population despise these few crazy right-wingers, and there is, in essence, no difference between them. If you go over this border, you are a misogynist, a racist, a Nazi, and whatever else. No. We, the good people, we are left, and that's the right way, that's the right side of history, that's the good way, we are all lefties. Okay, but where did the parties get their information? Not from the people, because the people, they are dirty and they use strange words and they tend to be so vulgar. No. We have people who travel and speak to people and get money for drawing a picture, like polls and the media. Well, most politicians will always orient on the media for 2 reasons. 1, if you fight the media by saying that they are lying, they will fight back, and this will cost you votes. And secondly, because you just trust them. I mean, the press is almost a sacred institution. They never lie, or thought. So the political parties went left, because parties go where the voters are, or better, where they think that the voter would be. But let's cut the unimportant stuff, shall we? Potential? Irrelevant. Ideal politics? Who cares? The middle picture? Not so relevant. What stays is the reality and the coverage of the political landscape. Most of the parties fight now for a minority of the left, while the right has to do nothing but move left along with them. They can even sacrifice some far-right positions, because the far-right will still vote for them. Because for whom else? With grinding teeth, but still, they will vote for them. And don't mess up this real politics with the size of the parties. A lot of people will still vote for, quote-unquote, their party. And that's often the party they vote for generations, because grandfather voted for this party, or father voted for this party, and I too, and so on and so on. So, if the party that used to be far right holds now a position you would agree with, and in all fairness, your party, quote-unquote, does not anymore, these people will still think that the others, they are the far right. And if you think this, you might have some reservations or utterly disgust for them. But really, this fades away if your disgust for your own party increases, and this disgust comes with frustration and information. The media has still a lot of power. They don't go away from this narrative. They don't say, well, haha, we have portrayed the populists in a big wrong way, whoopsie. No, they stick with the story. They define what's right and what's left. The center is now right, and if you are right, you are a bad person, and a lot of people will go with that. I mean, who wants to play in Team Evil? Like the parties, a lot of people still believe in the media. You see, these people, they feel in their guts that they want to vote differently, but they can't. Because if they would vote for a more right party, they would have this feeling that they are now part of this radical minority evil whatevers. Especially in Germany, these tactics, in all history, it always works. So, but this impression of this evil, right-wing, blah blah blah, this impression fades away with the rise of the new media. With some people who are really independent just speak their minds. YouTube has gone right, the media screams up and down. No, we show that you went too far left. If you, my dear media, would have done what you did in just 15 years, but in 150 years, I think you would have been succeeded. You would have brainwashed us all. But now, the reality is catching up with you.